All right. So, man, welcome back to the Undisputed GOAT podcast. As you can see, it's all about controversy and controversy sell. Controversy creates cash. Cash creates a lot of other things, man. But let's just get right into it, man. How y'all doing today, man?
Doing well. I cannot complain at all. We have some really great Wisconsin summer weather here, and all of a sudden it decided to be Wisconsin winter again today. So that's Wisconsin for you. But other than that, doing pretty good. Just really busy at work and looking forward to the summer, actually.
What a lovely summer. What a lovely winter y'all are having this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Tornadoes and everything else going on up here. Like I one of that massive tornado was 35 minutes from my house. So
and I thought Georgia weather was bipolar, but I digress.
Oh no.
I don't know. As far as bipolar weather, very few states still beat us. Very few still beat us. Good God. Our state is one of those like, oh, you complain? Okay. Oh, you talking about the weather now? Give it about 30 minutes.
That's
Wisconsin too. Oh God, it's so. Oh man, but no, hey, things going pretty good. We had a good day at work. Things been going well. Just, man, a lot of crazy stuff been going on, man. I'm ready to get into it. But yeah, life is life, and for me in a good way. So I can't complain, man. I hope y'all's is treating y'all the same.
Yes, indeed, my friends. Yes, indeed, my friend. So, look, let's just get right into it, man. You know what? As we named the show Controversy Sales, because, man, I'm going to tell you something. As of lately, I have been covering the WNBA long before the last 2 years, as y'all already know. Remember, I remember me and you both, BRF. I never forget when the WNBA had its first sellout in the WNBA finals for the first time in years. I remember when the Las Vegas Aces, one of the Las Vegas Aces was going like back to back, right? Mm-hmm. So I never forget that year that Sue Bird retired. I remember me and you both covered that because I remember I said that Sue Bird was the greatest of all time, and you said hell no, Diana Taurasi. So I think that was either you or one of the other guys. So we've been covering the WNBA before now, but never before in his history has it been as controversial, I will say, as it is right now. It's like every time you look around, there's a story, and it always involves the same two teams. It's like the same thing happens with every team, but it seems like the controversy only happens when it's the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. Like we saw the foul yesterday, which was a foul. People get mad. People get angry as hell. We saw Draymond Green and some of the men's basketball players, they get pissed off about a foul every 5 minutes about something. And then we saw LeBron, no disrespect to LeBron, we saw the foul that he had in the first round. So we see that all the time, but yet everybody just blew it up, not realizing that the same thing happened in the Las Vegas Aces game. The same thing happened, but I mean Kiki and Georgia, they damn near got the hook in the first game, and they rookies. And let's not forget about Marina Mabrey. They had words with each other. I mean, it happened every single game, but it just seems like the Sky and the Fever always get the press when it comes to that. So I gotta ask y'all this, man, and it seems like and a whole lot of other stuff come along with that. So I gotta ask y'all this, man. Controversy sells, but it's the WNBA making a habit of living off hype and controversy rather than showcasing all the talent that they have in their league. Whoever wants to go first.
No. We kind of spoke about this last year when we compared Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark to Magic and Bird.
Mm-hmm.
And the undertones of the social fabric of society and how that drove that rivalry or at least helped drive. I shouldn't say that's what drove it. That's what helped drive that rivalry and drove eyeballs to the NBA. Also, I think there is some truth to there is some truth to the. I don't think Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, but I do think that there's some jealousy there. There's some envy there. I think that's been evident, and we talked about this last year too, when when Caitlin and Angel Reese got drafted in this whole draft class, and now Caitlin was getting all the attention, and you had a lot of other players, past and current, crying about it and saying, "What about me? What about what about little Jimmy over here? Like what? I mean, there's even the quote. There's that famous quote from Angel Reese, like I just want everybody to know that everybody's watching, not just because of her, but because of me too." And it's like everybody on this show commented about how everybody was being a bunch of petty bitches. And then on top of it, we saw Caitlin Clark just get not hard fouled, like straight up. Kennedy.
She was getting mugged. Now I remember.
Mugged.
No, we was getting mugged.
Angel Reese is on the sideline clapping it along. So any heat that Angel Reese is getting right now is because of her own doing. If you're going to act like the villain, then you're going to get the heat. Yeah, it's why when in the chat, I compared her to Draymond Green. She is the Draymond Green of the WNBA. So, and do I think there's a little bit of jealousy there? Yeah, because at the end of the day, Caitlin Clark will go down, and I'm going to say this on the show. I made a video about it on TikTok last night. Caitlin Clark will go down as one of the biggest sports icons of all time, male or female for that matter. She'll be one of the few that literally changes a league, and on top of it, changes a culture. She will be, in my opinion, probably the most important female athlete of all time. And I don't even think it's going to be close 20 years from now when we look back on it. And so I think there is a little bit of jealousy. Hatred is a strong word, but I do think there's envy and jealousy.
I always say this when people, and I said this last year before, and me and you, Flash, we've known each other a long time. And I said this right here, and we had it out about it. When Angel Reese said they're watching because of me too, like I said last year, did she lie? Because the thing is, just like Caitlin Clark has her fan base, Angel has hers.
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, when she said that, people are getting on to her about it. But the thing is, did she lie? It's one thing when you say something and you didn't lie and you lie.
No,
but she didn't lie.
But I
understand the undertones when it comes to that. People are going to say, well, why can't you just be quiet and just say it and acknowledge it? But the thing is, she didn't lie when she said that people were watching because of her.
No,
if you look at everything in this trajectory right now, if you look at jersey sales, right behind Caitlin is Angel. Now she's probably a mile behind her, but it's still Angel. Yes. But we're gonna acknowledge it. I'm gonna always be honest. She might be a mile behind her, but in jersey sales, Angel. When you look at the endorsements, it's Angel and Caitlin. So the thing is, when she said that, people might get on to her, but the thing is, did she lie? She didn't lie. Skill wise, they're miles apart. Let's just get it. But popularity, she didn't lie when she said that.
No, and if you look at the whole, and I say this in my video, the whole quote, no, you're right, she doesn't lie. But again, when you it's not that she didn't lie, it's just childish behavior. Don't go out. When you go out there and it's like when you cry about it. Again, like when I responded to your video, Charles Oakley wasn't going around saying like, "Why isn't everybody giving me credit too?" Like that's the thing. You come across like a child. That's why Isaiah Thomas can't stand Michael Jordan and hasn't, because Isaiah Thomas hated the fact that Jordan got all the credit and all the and all the accolades and everything else.
If I was beating your ass in every single series, I'd be mad too.
Yeah. That's the other part of it too. So now
yeah, what you got to say?
But that's the other thing too, is that like now Caitlin's starting after the All-Star break. Caitlin's just been on fire, and I think we all knew that she was going to come out guns a-blazing this year, especially with the improvements they made to that team and everything else. And they had time to practice together this year and everything. And so, and Angel Reese, excuse me, their skills are miles apart, and I think that's wherein lies the problem right now. I just saw a meme that it was Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and they were like, explain this rivalry in one sentence, and it's Andre Drummond is jealous of Steph Curry. And honestly, I think she is, because honestly, look, Caitlin Clark's game looks prettier.
Because she's a point guard.
She's a point guard, exactly. And her shooting ability is insane. And let's be honest. Look, I'm not trying to be a dick when I say this, but Angel Reese looks like an unathletic giraffe out there sometimes when she's trying to do stuff. And it's not trying to take away her game, but I don't think she should try to be something that she's not. Like, she should not be bringing up the ball. Why are you bringing up the ball? You're not a
Well, who else do they have on the squad that's good enough to bring the ball up the court right now? That team is not good.
No, that team isn't good. I think that's the other thing that people are failing to realize.
That team fucking sucks.
Got worse.
That team is not good. It's hard to build around a player the way you need to build around her when the team is not that good. The team is not that good. That team needs to be building with Angel Reese in the post. I mean, I did like the Ariel Atkins acquisition, but it's not okay. I won't say they don't have players, because they have decent players. They have Ariel Atkins, they have Courtney Vandersloot. They have decent players on that squad, but that team just is not built to win right now.
No.
They're not built to, and it's hard. And it's hard when you basically have the same player on the team like you do with Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. They are the exact same player.
Yeah.
They are the exact same player. If anything, Angel Reese is more skilled than Cardoso from the standpoint that she can bring the ball up the court, and she is a better passer than Cardoso, where Cardoso is mainly just inside rebound score. She really can't do that much outside of that. That's it. I'm not saying Cardoso's not a bad player, but that's pretty much all she brings to the table. Angel Reese brings a little more to the table, but it's hard to build that team properly when you don't necessarily have the players that you need to do something with. I mean, I knew Indiana was going to win that game. I didn't think they were going to 35 them. They 35 them.
I'm not shocked by that. I think Chicago got far worse. Go back and watch that, because I actually went back and watched the whole game. To your point, one, Cardoso and Angel Reese are the same player. Okay. Can Angel Reese bring the ball up the court? Sure. Should she? No. But do they have anybody else? Probably not. Not trustworthy. No. But if you look at Indiana and the way that Caitlin Clark, this is what we talked about last year. Caitlin Clark's skill set, besides the fact of being a point guard, the way that she sees the floor is something like something we've really never seen before. And the passing, the thing that she gets everything goes to the shooting. Her passing ability is second to none. Like, there is nobody in the league that can pass like her. Not like that. And she's only going to get even better. And I think they got better coaching, and they have better players.
Indiana has better everything. They have better everything.
And right
we're
now,
we're not even going to beat around the bush. They're better everything.
Chicago looks like they have no system, no direction, no nothing. So, which is why Angel Reese is bringing the ball up. She shouldn't be bringing. She should be. Look, if she's been getting coaching from Lisa Leslie all summer long, she should be on the block and basically dictating and passing from the elbow. That, like, the offense should run through her, but her ability should be rebound, and passing. Like, honestly, they should just put a bunch of shooters around her, and she should learn. Like, but her, let's be honest, her post game isn't that great either. Somehow, I know, Champ, you talked about she has a rod in her leg. She has to find a way, because she can't elevate properly, to get to the rim better. I think there's certain things that are holding her game back. That's just
a lot of times the things that are holding her game back. Chicago Sky's not doing her any favors. Let's just keep it all the way 100, because I'm gonna just be real, man, and forgive my language. How that blue blank do you get rid of Kennedy Carter? You got rid of Marina Mabrey last year. You had a chance to get Kiki from USC in order to add some scoring down low. You didn't do that, or you had the chance to get Georgia Moore. You didn't do that. You had a chance to get Sonia Citron. You didn't do that. So you traded that for Ariel Atkins, and you come out there the first game, Ariel Atkins only scores 10 points. So I don't think people are acknowledging it. Hey, and look, last year, if you look at the difference when they took away last year, they did that when Coach Spoon was there. Last year they did that, and that's why she thrived in the first part of the season. That's why Angel Reese thrived during the first part of the season, because you had shooters. You had Marina Mabrey. You had Kennedy Carter.
Yep.
And then it was just her and Cardozo going down low, getting everything else and dishing it back out.
Yeah.
Chicago Sky is a poorly run organization. And quite frankly, they need to fix that fast. They was better off with Coach Spoon there, number one. Number two, I'm going to just be real. Outside, when they traded Marina Mabrey, they got rid of all of their veteran leadership, and then they had Kennedy Carter. Then come to find out Kennedy Carter, she was a kind of a locker room cancer. That's the reason why she's not playing in the WNBA now. Then you had a chance to get Dejanay Carrington. You didn't go do that. She goes to the Dallas Wings. So the thing is, you got to think about the dysfunction. There's a lot of factors on why they're not on the same level at this point.
No.
People don't want to realize that. People don't want to acknowledge this, and I just want to bring this people's attention. It's a little bit more easier to transition when you have an all-star like a Kelsey Mitchell. People don't like to acknowledge Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell was a 3-time all-star and an all-NBA player. Before that, the year before that, they drafted Aaliyah Boston, who was great in the post. She was Rookie of the Year before Caitlin Clark got there. And then you add DeWanna Bonner, and then you add Sophia Cunningham, then you add Lexi Hull. There's your squad right there. You already on a ready-made team. Chicago.
DeWanna Bonner just became the 3rd all-time leader scorer in WNBA history, by the way.
Yes. So it's very, very easy. So this is a brand new system, brand new coach. You got a dysfunctional organization, and you got all of this other stuff going on, not to mention the controversy every time you look around. The thing is, here's what I don't like. Y'all know who's the same age as Angel Reese in the NBA? So, Anthony Edwards.
Yep.
Okay, so is she doing anything that he's doing? Is she out here? Is she always in the news about some stupid crap off the court? Does she have paternity suits all over the case?
No,
she doesn't. So that's what ticks me off with the media and social media, and particularly with her. Because the thing is, we have players in the NBA that are doing far worse. But the thing is, she goes to Met Gala and it becomes a story.
Well,
but the thing is, it's just like this. You have players in the NBA and in the NFL that have podcasts. You have players that go to Met Gala. You have players that do a plethora of things, yet they never get criticized for it.
Well, so no. Anthony Edwards. No. Wait, hold on. No, they get criticized for it. They look at
not to that extent.
Look at John Morant.
Not to that extent.
What? Wait. John Morant doesn't get criticized, and to the extent that Angel Reese does.
I'm talking about with the pew pew situation. Yes, he does.
Oh, okay.
But I'm talking about that's rightfully criticizing somebody when you can't keep a damn pew pew out your hand.
Okay.
That's rightfully criticizing somebody.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. if I had a brother, this is just speaking from a brother-sister perspective. If I had a brother and every time you looked around, he had a pew-pew in his hand versus a brother who had versus a sister who had a podcast and she was just all over the place building a brand, who's really the problem?
Definitely the sister with the podcast.
How?
He's being shy. He's being funny.
But the thing is,
I get your point.
But that's the thing. They're criticizing her like she's breaking the damn law. And she's not. She's a young player, just like these other players in the NFL and the NBA. So that's what makes me mad about the situation. And I'm on a dysfunctional ass franchise who doesn't know how to build a team. So you tell me, and the thing is, before I let you go, Flash, we saw the same thing happen with Christian Laettner. He went from a perennial winning program to the Minnesota Timberwolves before they drafted Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, I know.
And we saw what he can do. Remember, BRF, we saw what Christian Laettner could do when he finally came to the Atlanta Hawks and he made the All-Star game.
Christian Laettner was actually an All-Star in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So the thing is, and you heard what he said. He said it's not easy going from a perennial program like a Duke, where I'm winning all the time, I'm always at the Final Four, to going to a losing program, to a losing team who barely makes the play, who is never in the playoffs and is so dysfunctional. And so if you combine that, and if you really look at it, it's a microcosm. Now, granted, she wasn't as big as Christian Laettner during his time as far as villains is concerned. But the thing is, can you imagine going from a perennial winning program in LSU to going to the Chicago Sky? They get rid of all the talent. They gut the team. They trade the 3rd overall pick for Ariel Atkins, which didn't do anything in the first game. Now I got to deal with all this losing. I'm getting my butt kicked by 35. I'm out here snatching down 20 rebounds a night, but can't nobody else generate a shot. Now I got to deal with all this bullshit outside in the world. Can you imagine that? Same thing Christian Laettner went through.
No, but I think the problem, and I this isn't completely on her. I think the problem is now. Here's the thing, right now, Angel Reese, when we've already acknowledged that they are miles and miles apart when it comes to talent, okay, and skill sets, okay. Angel Reese right now is known for talking a bunch of shit in Caitlin Clark's face and that national championship game, pointing at her. Like that's what started this. Let's make no mistake. What started this rivalry was and getting the thing that got Angel Reese noticed was her going like this in Caitlin Clark's face.
You trying to flick me off?
No. That's
true. But with Angel Reese doing the whole "you can't see me" to Caitlin Clark had context to it, because Caitlin Clark was that game before was, I can't remember who they played, but she was all over them.
She was running. No, I don't know. Look,
South Carolina.
Yes,
exactly. She was all over them doing that the game before, and Angel Reese was just giving that back to her. They blew that way out of proportion.
And I'm not saying that that's bad. But what started this rivalry was Angel Reese being on an LSU team that was stacked and her having a meme moment and Caitlin kind of getting a little bit of just desserts. They weren't rivalries because they weren't a rivalry in college because of how skilled they were. Both of them. It was because she gave it back to Caitlin Clark, because Caitlin Clark was, again, everybody likes to see a fall.
Well, Angel Reese in college was putting up insane numbers too.
No. Let's not try to make this more than it is. There is a huge difference.
What are you talking, bro? I'm not saying that Angel Reese is on her level. I'm just saying in college she was doing it in college.
What I'm not saying she wasn't good in college, but what I am saying is what started this rivalry. What was the moment?
The ring.
I'm not saying that wasn't Flash. I'm not saying that wasn't the moment. I'm saying she whooped her tail and did that too. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but so my point is their skill set. The rivalry started in that moment with the "you can't see me" and pointing at the finger. Okay, but look, and unfortunately now Angel Reese is tied to that moment and Caitlin Clark forever. And well, hold on. Let me finish my point. And now, when everybody was trying to compare them last year, and they were on an equal level playing field as Rookie of the Year, and yes, was it close the first half of the year? Sure, because Caitlin was struggling a little bit and blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't even like in the same stratosphere. And I think all the other side comments that Angel's done and the random outbursts and stuff like that, it's just done a disservice. Whether she deserves it or not, I don't know. But like Bird and Magic, for all the undertones and social things along with that, Bird and Magic were, besides the fact that they were rivals, they were both insanely talented, like two of the greatest of all time. And they ended up being that way. Angel Reese, look, I'm just gonna be blunt, will not be in the same stratosphere as Caitlin Clark by the time their careers are done.
I will say this, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of pushback on that.
Sure.
But I'm gonna just be real. It helped. And I'm gonna just be real. It helped that Bird and Magic went to teams with already established players.
Oh,
it
sure.
very much helped. It very much helped that Magic had Kareem on his team.
Well, yeah.
It hurt. It helped, that Larry Bird had Tiny Archibald and Cornbread Maxwell on his team. It really, really helped. The thing is, like I said, the Chicago Sky, they're not like the Indiana Fever. They're not a well-run organization. They're not.
No.
And the thing is this, to Angel's credit, she was the SEC Player of the Year during that time. She was the SEC Player of the Year. People don't like to acknowledge that, but that's what that is. She was a first-team All-American. So the thing is, now, although their skill set were not the same, the thing is the accolades are there. But the thing is this, there's not the reason why they're in the stratosphere. Like I said, it helps when you walk into a situation where you do have a 3-time All-Star like a Kelsey Mitchell, when you have a Rookie of the Year like an Aaliyah Boston, and you have a well-oiled machine organization like the Indiana Fever, because they went everything. No, they did every single thing that they could in order to bring that team together.
Yes,
they did every single thing they could.
I mean, let's not act like they were a well-oiled machine before Caitlin got there. But what happened to Champ? But okay,
they sure knew what they were doing this offseason.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying before Caitlin got there, was this?
No, they were nowhere near where they are now. No, but at the same time, that's also credit to the front office for realizing that's them having smart basketball people still in the front office that recognized what they needed to do once she got there, and they went and did that. So although they weren't good, before, they recognized quick and they acted on it and jumped on it.
And also, let's also not like there are going to be players that are going to be drawn to playing with Caitlin Clark more than with Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark's game, and this is not because of personality or anything else. It's more because Caitlin Clark's game, it would be more fun to play with. And on top of it, that cash cow, it's going to be more fun to play with Caitlin because she's a point guard and to play in that kind of style offense than it is going to be playing with Angel Reese. So
the thing is, you have a point. But the thing is, all of that stems from, like I said, people don't want to acknowledge that Kelsey was great, that Lexi was good. Lexi was great. Aaliyah Boston, she was an all-star and Rookie of the Year last year. So it helps when you come in and have these certain players. And like I said, and I hate to be repetitive, but Chicago Sky not real run. And the reason why they're trying to put Angel Reese in places where she's bringing up the ball and doing stuff, because it's just like, look, we got to find something to where we don't have anybody right now. And the thing is, they didn't even start Haley. They didn't even start Haley.
Why are you not starting Haley Van Lith from the jump? Why are you not starting her?
I don't know if it was an injury or anything like that.
I don't know either.
But yeah, I mean, and like PSP is saying in there, there's been every time that something happens between those two, it's always blown out of proportion.
But
And there's been fights. I remember this fight like it was yesterday. Remember the Sparks in the Detroit Shot?
The Sparks in the Shot.
Yeah,
it's
I remember that.
That was one of the wildest things I've ever seen in my life. Good God.
But I have one question, though, about all this. Is this good for the WNBA?
I mean, yeah, ultimately, yes, because it's going to put eyes on them.
It's going to put eyes on them, but the thing is, it's so much. It's only, I'm going to just be real. We saw it, look, and I hate to bring it up like this, but you notice for a fact. We saw the same thing with gangster rap. It's only so much controversy you can put on the screen without showcasing the talent.
True.
I'm just being real.
True.
The thing is, right now, with all of these eyeballs on your screen, right now, the best player in the league right now, guess what? You're not even promoting. Nike. It took Nike coming out with that ad in order to put her into the stratosphere.
But okay,
as far as Asia Wilson is concerned,
okay,
you were not. The thing is, you were not advertising that.
No,
the players that they were doing, the players that we're seeing. The fact of the matter is, when Caitlin Clark faced off against Asia Wilson last year, we talked more about it than the WNBA did.
Yeah, I know.
So the thing is, controversy can sell, but your talent can sell a hell of a lot better.
Not yet.
It can. Look at it can. Look what happened with Asia Wilson's shoes. They sold out in 5 minutes.
I said not yet.
The shoes sold out in 5 minutes.
I know. I'm not saying they can't. I'm saying not yet. The reason why when I say that Caitlin Clark will be the most influential and most important female athlete of all time is she will change the landscape of not only the WNBA, but women's sports in general. Now, how the eyeballs get there, regardless, is kind of not the point. But the reason why Asia Wilson's shoes sold out is because of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. I'm going to give Angel Reese credit. And her quote is the truth. The whole reason that Asia Wilson's shoes are a thing are because of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and that rivalry that has brought so many eyeballs to the NBA. Do you honestly think that Asia Wilson's shoes would have sold out in 5 minutes if it wasn't for Angel Reese?
You want me to be honest with you?
Yeah.
Before, do you know which team prior to Caitlin Clark getting to the league? Do you know which team sold out their home games 3 years in a row?
I'm assuming Asia Wilson and the
Las Vegas Aces.
Yes.
So, and the thing is, everybody who was anybody, it may not have been the eyeballs that Caitlin Clark bought, but everybody was campaigning for Asia Wilson prior to Caitlin Clark even coming into the league to get a shoe deal.
That's
because
great.
she was great.
That's great. I'm not saying she's not great. I'm not saying that people weren't campaigning. But what brought the eyeballs?
Yeah, I will give you that. But the thing is,
that's my point. That's my point. So this rivalry, excuse me, this controversy, this rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, because we're all talking about that. And then, but it's not just us. I've seen ESPN and other outlets talking about, hey, this is kind of silly over here. Why don't we talk about the actual player? They're getting their recognition. What did I say last year? 1, the marketing thing needs to happen. And 2, they need a playoff moment. They need a 7-game series where Caitlin Clark and Asia Wilson are going at it, and it goes to 7 games or 5 games or however many the WNBA. They need a playoff moment to where now the eyeballs get drawn because of the game, not because of the drama. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's got to start somewhere. And look, we live in this world. We live in this world of social media. Controversy sells. Sex sells. Angel Reese has got her Reese's Pieces, and Caitlin Clark's has got the pretty jump shooter, or the pretty jump shot, and so you just and all the undertones that go along with it. So I think the other players, and here's the other thing too. I'm just going to be upfront and blunt and honest about this. Female athletes get treated differently when they're really good looking. And they will.
Facts.
It's a fact of society. Look at Anna Kournikova. Never won a damn thing during her career, but she is
one of the most popular tennis players of all time because of how she looked.
Because of how she looked.
You mean horny Kokova?
Beautiful women to walk the face.
What?
Of the earth.
You mean horny Kokova?
Yeah. What?
Horny Kokova? That's what we used to call her, horny Kokova.
You can call her whatever you want. She's fucking gorgeous. She was fucking gorgeous. Still is now to this day. She does still look good to this day. She does still look good to this day.
Yeah, she does. But that's my point, though. So, like, that's never going to be, especially when it comes to female athletes, that's never going to be separated. That's always going to be a thing. So, and female. Okay, here's the other thing too. I don't care if I get flack for this, whatever. I don't give a shit. What do most females watch on TV?
Johnny Sins.
Okay.
You gonna get a flag. You gonna get a flag.
I think more men watch Johnny Sins than women.
Yeah, no. Flag, come on. He don't care if he get flagged. Then Champ gonna just come right behind. Line up.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's fine. I appreciate the sauciness of your statement.
Whoa!
My bad. Let me stop. We just got to 150. Let me stop before we get banned. Go ahead.
If we get banned for dropping Johnny Sins' name, then we got bigger problems on our hands.
True, that's a YouTube problem. That ain't an us problem.
Yeah, but to my point though, before we went into the corn hub area of life.
We damn near went to the sunken place. That's a whole nother conversation.
But what do women watch mostly on television? Reality TV.
Reality TV.
What are you going to push in women's sports? Drama.
I mean, to your point, the reason why wrestling is popular with the ladies now. So you make your court.
Every girlfriend that's been like pretty much every girlfriend that I've ever had has been like wrestling stupid, and then I have them sit down and watch it. They just go, "Oh, this is like that stupid reality show I watch." I go, "Exactly. It's just with guys like beating the crap out of each other."
Yeah. Or you can describe it like how Jim Cornette he describes it. So, but
yeah.
I like Jim Cornette. I don't care.
I love Jimmy Cornette too.
Jim Cornette, I know you got your problems, but Jimmy, they can never make me hate you. But,
no, I don't care. Like I don't care about. I love Jimmy Cornette. He's like one of the few wrestling podcasts that I actually listen to.
Yeah, and look, like I said, controversy sells, but sometimes look, you have to put it into perspective because the thing is, eventually you have to showcase that talent. The talent that they have now, I mean, if you look at the Washington Mystics or how they're doing, I mean, they're off to a 2-0 start. I know it's early reaction, but yeah, when you showcase talent, it's going to far outweigh the controversy. Hell, you saw what happened with WCW. You saw what happened with Death Row Records. There's plenty of examples in the 90s of when you start living more off controversy than in talent. So let's start. I'm all for controversy, but look, you have a hell of a lot more talent than you do controversy. Because the thing is, you got to think about this. If the Chicago Sky are bad again next year, how much of a rivalry is it really going to be?
It's not going to be one.
It'll go away.
Because it's going to go away.
The one that you're going to really, if you're going to talk about a skill set that's going to drive this league, it's going to be Paige Beckers versus Caitlin Clark.
So you got to do something. And the thing is, you even got a better draft class coming in next year with Olivia Miles.
I love me some Paige Beckers, but wait till Juju Watkins hit the league.
But that's what I'm saying, though. When I say not yet, I mean not yet. Don't concentrate on the not, concentrate on the yet. The talent part.
So
like, eyeballs will draw talent. Like, look at the UFC. Go back to early UFC days.
I actually
And
used to
now
watch
look
that.
at what it is now.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, because the thing is, people don't want to acknowledge this, but the Magic and Bird situation, that came with a lot of controversy. Regardless of whether we want to acknowledge or not, that came with a lot of controversy.
Of course it did.
And, you know, even in the late 80s when the rivalry was at its end because of Isaiah Thomas and that Detroit Pistons game when they was trying to go over on the Celtics and the comments that him and Dennis Rodman made, that brought controversy. I mean, but like I agree that controversy does draw eyeballs, and for now, everybody's going to focus on the controversy, but eventually you're going to have to showcase that talent, because the thing is, it's sad that we're talking about a foul when we have players that damn near got to fighting yesterday on other teams, and it was a little bit more uglier than that. And at the same time, we have two players on a team like the Washington Mystics who only won 12 games, and they could potentially be co-rookies of the years on the same team, which the WNBA has never had a co-rookie of the year, much less coming from the same team. And we talk more about the controversy than the talent. But like I said, I agree with you on the controversy, but we have to have the talent being showcased along with that. Because the thing is, what if, you have to ask yourself this, what if, and this is a big if now, what if Caitlin Clark runs up against the New York Liberty in the second round and she's up out of there in 3? No more controversy.
Are we sure that would happen?
No, I'm talking about
the New York, as stacked as the Indiana Fever is right now, I am still not picking them right now over the New York Liberty in the playoff series.
Really?
I'm not.
Really?
Nope. I'm not. Nope.
Really?
Playoff experience counts, and the New York Liberty has it right now.
Do you think that they can neutralize the Warner Bonner?
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, Natasha Cloud. My bad.
Exactly. Right now I'm picking the New York Liberty over Indiana Fever in a playoff series. Like I said, playoff experience, and the New York Liberty has everything you need to counteract what the Indiana Fever can do. And as good as Caitlin Clark is, Sabrina Ionescu can go blow for blow with her behind the 3-point line.
Yeah, and the thing was, I don't think a lot of people acknowledge this. Y'all realize that she had a torn ligament in her hand during last year's finals, right? So
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she was still firing it up in there. And so that's like how people was criticizing her for missing a lot of shots in that game 5 because her hand was messed up.
And that didn't even mention on the New York Liberty, Breonna Stewart is still there. So I mean, I'm just saying.
How can you forget about Stewie?
Exactly. She's a top 3 player in the league. So I mean, come on. I'm picking the Liberty over them right now. I think it would be a hell of a series. Don't get it twisted, because I do think what Indiana Fever does, what the Fever does offensively, it's going to give a lot of people nightmares. But the New York Liberty are one of those teams. They're not gonna lose sleep over the Indiana Fever. They're not.
Do you think so? How dangerous do you think? Let's go to the next segment. How dangerous do you think the Indiana Fever are after seeing that clinic they put on the offensive defensive side? I know you said they can't beat the New York Liberty, but do you think they can beat the Aces?
I wouldn't pick them to beat the Liberty now, but they are a finals contender. They are a finals contender.
Oh,
I mean
dude,
that team is built and loaded top to bottom. They are a finals contending team. I mean, when you bring in a DeWanna Bonner, when you bring in a Sophie Cunningham, when you keep Kelsey Mitchell, when it's just the depth that they were able to add in the offseason to go with what they already had there. I mean, they're a finals team. There's about 5 to 6 teams that have a legitimate claim right now to the WNBA finals, and the Indiana Fever are definitely one of those 6. So they are definitely. I'll say this: even though I think the Liberty are still the best team in the WNBA right now, I think the Indiana Fever are the most dangerous.
The way they move the ball up and down the court, dude, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
The transition game is on. That transition game is on point.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Dude, and this is where where Caitlin Clark's game separates herself from everybody else is, again, her passing. Her ability in the open court and in a transition is just second to none. And then on top of it, it's like Steph Curry. Let's be honest. It's like Steph Curry with better passing skills.
Like Steph Curry plus John Stockton.
Yeah, or Larry Bird. Or Larry Bird. Like it's just, yeah, it's I think the Fever are definitely a finals contender. I think we all knew even before they stepped foot on the court with the spots that the moves that they made this offseason, I think that we all knew. And they get practice time and they get to kind of like get to know each other a little bit in an offseason. Caitlin Clark's a year older. Like, yeah. I mean, she's not even going to have to put up like 30 a game or anything. She's just
not with that squad.
Not with that squad. She literally can just be a point guard and put up 20 a game and just do a triple double every game.
Right now, she is third all time in triple doubles. Third all time.
Already? Oh,
yeah.
Good Lord.
Yes, third all time. So, look, to Flash's point, although, hey, I'm going to play devil's advocate and I'm going to push back like hell all the time. That's part of the show. Look, that's a point. But the thing is, I have to see what they're going to do against the Liberty. And I think I think another big test is going to be early in the season because guess what? The Fever got to go to Atlanta tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Atlanta's front court is on demon time, bro.
Yeah. Now they lost the other night, but yeah, it was up. It's gonna be that's gonna be a true test on how they're gonna act.
Atlanta, I feel is one of those 6 teams that have a finals claim. That front court's on demon time. When you got Brittany Griner, Brianna Jones, that front court's on demon time.
Wait a minute, where did they get Brianna Jones?
They signed her in off season.
They got Brianna Jones in the off season?
Yeah, Atlanta got Brianna. You didn't know that Atlanta got Brianna Jones? Yeah, they got Brianna Jones.
I didn't. I thought they only got Brittany Griner from Phoenix.
No, they signed Brianna Jones in the offseason.
Well, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. That's why I said that front court's on demon time. They have Brittany Griner and Brianna Jones. That front court's on demon time.
We don't have to wait that long when it comes to the Fever and the Liberty. They play this Saturday.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
I got to advertise that game too. I got to advertise the shit out of
it. I'm telling you, man, that's gonna be fun.
Live on CBS.
Hey, we can see. Hey, it's gonna probably be. Hold on. They play Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And ironically, the New York Knicks play that day. No, the Timberwolves but yeah, we're gonna get into that Naptown versus New York. So y'all do know what I'm saying when I'm talking about Naptown, right? So
yeah.
Naptown. Why do they call it Naptown? They say because you take a nap the minute you get there, but I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, because you drive through and you take a nap through Indiana. Yeah.
Good God.
It's all flatland.
It's all flatland. But speaking of Asia Wilson, they took a whooping at the hands of the New York Liberty, the defending champion New York Liberty. Are they in trouble this year after losing Kelsey Plum? I know it's early, but got to ask that question because Kelsey went out there in LA and just fired it up.
Good God, bro. 37 in your debut? Jesus.
And the LA Sparks are not a bad team either. They have.
Oh no. The LA Sparks are in my finals contending list of teams. I don't want to go too far yet just after one game, but I will say this. They're gonna miss her. They are going to miss her. The clutch shooting, the ability to run the point. They're going to miss Kelsey Plum. They are going to miss her a lot more than they realize. I'm not going to say in trouble yet because I do feel like the depth they still have in Vegas, they could counteract that. but they're gonna miss. They're gonna miss her. And the fact that you let her go to LA to the Sparks with the depth they already have, and you let her go there, oh my gosh! Like, yeah, they're gonna miss Kelsey. They're gonna miss Kelsey Plum. I do think they could come back from it because I do think Vegas they still have a lot there. I mean, like I said, I feel like Aja Wilson is one of those players. Is like, as long as you got her, you're gonna be all right. And Becky Hammond's still the coach, who's about as good as it gets. So I'm never counting out a Becky Hammond coach team. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. So
plus they got Jewel Lloyd.
It's exactly. So it's way too early to say that they're in trouble. But I'll say if they're struggling after like the first month of the season, if they're like a 500 team, then maybe we worry a little bit. But I still think it's too early.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. They was playing darn near Jordan rules on Aja Wilson this past weekend, and she still put up 34 and 14. She still put up 31 and 14. So Aja Wilson I know if you go back and look at the game, it was just like everybody was flocking to Aja Wilson, and it's just like she still put up. I mean, the efficiency was there. The efficiency was there. So yeah. So it's that's gonna be interesting to see if and like I said, the LA Sparks are kind of stacked. They have Hamby, they have Rahia Jackson, Cameron Brink just came back, and they have Kelsey Plum. So this is a deep team. Now, one person who I want to see get signed is Deja Kelly. I really want to see her get signed before the year's out. Deja Kelly. I hate the Las Vegas Aces waived her at this point, but I'm hoping that Deja Kelly gets another shot. Flash, what do you think? Are the Aces in trouble this year after losing Kelsey Plum?
Yes. As good as Aja Wilson is, I think they are in a little bit of trouble. Not just because they got worse and everybody else seemed to get better. And so I think, and then after last year, I just the rise of the other teams right now and the talent, I think it's gonna hurt them this year. Yes, I think they're in trouble. They need to put better stuff around Aja Wilson going forward.
Yes, you have a point. Yes, it was.
Yeah, he definitely got a point because they did get worse, but they did get worse when everybody around got better. But it's like I said, I'm just not. Like I said, I'm not counting them out.
I'm not saying they're out of it. I'm just saying after last year and then now, like I said, looking at Indiana and like right now, who would you pick in a series, Indiana or the Aces?
Probably Indiana. They're deeper.
Yeah, they're deeper because, like I said, they lost. It wasn't just Kelsey Plum. They lost a lot of depth on that team.
Yeah,
I mean, the team that was there in, like, let's say 3 years ago with Hamby, with Parker, with Candace Parker, with Kelsey Plum, all that, the depth of that team is kind of depleted. Now they do have the big names in Jewel Lloyd and Aja Wilson, of course, but they don't have the depth that they used to. And look, if you know the WNBA like I do, you got to win with depth. You know, when you're very, very top heavy, you're not going to win much. I mean, and I believe, going back to the Chicago Sky, I believe that's their problem as well. They're very, very top heavy at this point in time. But I think the Aces, like I said, as long as you have Aja Wilson, you got a chance to win. But they're not as deep as they once were. Look, we've been talking about New York, man. Now, the New York Liberty bought a title to the city of New York for the first time since the 70s, and now they're trying to repeat. And not only that, the New York Knicks are trying to go for their first basketball title since the 70s. So I got to ask y'all this: Can the Liberty repeat?
I think they can. I mean, they really didn't lose anything. They really didn't lose anything. So I mean, they can definitely repeat. They maintain their depth for one thing, which is, like you said, is like vital to winning in the WNBA. And I mean, like I said, you have like Sabrina Ionescu and Breonna Stewart, and it's like I said, it's playoff experience really matters for like all sports. So I really do think that the New York Liberty can repeat, even though there are a lot of teams that can get to the finals. And just seeing like the top 5 to 6 teams in the league just really go at it this year is going to be fun. But yes, I do think the New York Liberty can repeat as a WNBA champion this year.
What about you? You think they can repeat, Flash?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they didn't really get much worse. And you know, when you go out and smoke the Aces, that's a statement game. That's not just a messing around. That's why it's like, I know Chicago's not a well-run organization right now, but what Indiana did to Chicago, that's a statement game, just like what New York did to the Aces. So do I think they can repeat this year? Yeah, I do. But I think it's going to be a pretty stiff year competition wise. Because I don't. It's not just a couple teams that got, or it's not just like a lot of teams got better and more depth. And again, this is where, like you were talking about before, about like the talent being recognized. As the next couple of years go on, the talent keeps getting better and better and better and better. And now this is why Caitlin Clark's impact on women's sports and women's basketball is going to be akin to what Michael Jordan was. Every little girl now is going to go, Mommy, I want to get basketball lessons. Mommy, I want to play basketball. Mommy, I want to do this. Daddy, I want to do that. And that's going to, now it's going to be, you're going to see the leagues, that we see, the AAU leagues. We're going to see that for women now. That's going to start happening more and more, and those will become bigger and bigger and bigger. And so, yeah, it's just, it's going to be a fun, and it's going to be a real fun WNBA year.
Oh, yes, it is. Agreed.
Did you see those rings, though, that the New York Liberty got?
Mm-mm.
No.
You need to check those out, because not only did they get rings, they got earrings within the rings that they had. So they got rings for winning the championship, and inside the rings they had earrings in there. So yeah, they had it. If you go back and look at it, let me find one on here. Let me find a picture on here.
I'm looking at it.
Did y'all just watch that women's triple threat match?
I've been seeing it. Like I haven't.
Jesus, boy, that was. See, people. I'm gonna need people to quit. I know Natalia's not the greatest personality in the world. That was a match. That was good.
They let what's her face win?
Yeah, they let Roxanne. Yeah, I figured they would let Roxanne Perez go over.
Yeah, she's
over Natalia, yeah, but over Becky. I think
they finna do Becky. They finna run Becky and Lyra back at Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
I figured that. They finna run that back at Money in the Bank. I think Becky's probably gonna win it this time, but they finna run that back.
Yeah, I see the ring.
Yeah, you see it, and then they got the earring. They had the earrings in there too. So that was a brilliant move by the WNBA to give them rings and then have the earrings inside the ring. That was smooth. I like that.
Yeah.
And that ring just huge. So I like what they did. That was amazing. I love that ring. So yeah, man. Look, I can't wait to see how it's gonna advance over the years, because that's a big old ring, man.
Yeah.
That's an impressive ring. So look, we all want Caitlin. Everybody, who's anybody is expecting Caitlin in the NBA, in the WNBA finals. But we're gonna go back to New York, which is the biggest market in the world. Can the Liberty and the Knicks win it all this year? Can they be the first team since the Lakers and the Sparks to bring a championship to their same league?
You can go first if you want to, Flash.
Yes. The funny thing is I mean, well, I think it's funny. I think it's obvious. I think the Knicks are the one that everybody is like giving that everyone wants to give pause on. But let's be honest right now, with what's left, they got a shot. So I think it's possible. I don't think any team right now is that far and away better than other. I think this is a very different year in the NBA. And kind of I don't remember who said it, but I saw somebody say this is an end of an era and a beginning of a new one. And
Yes, indeed.
And that might be the case. So I actually think this is pretty much a toss-up, these last 4 teams on who could win the NBA title, which is saying something. So, yeah, I think it's possible. I really do.
Yeah, I think it is too. I think it'll be big for that New York market because if both of them win in the same year, New York is going to turn into Babylon. I'm just convinced New York is going to turn into Babylon. I'm just fully convinced of it. They're going to have to bring in the National Guard.
Yeah, especially
most definitely.
They're going to have to bring in FF, the Special Forces up there. But I'm going to ask you this, and I want y'all to think long and hard about this. Which championship would be more impactful to their prospective leagues? The Knicks winning the championships in the NBA or the Fever winning the WNBA championship?
I think more impactful to their league is probably the Indiana Fever winning the WNBA championship. The New York Knicks impact is just going to be felt like they're city-wise because it's going to if the New York Knicks win the NBA championship this year, just put walls up around the outskirts of the city and just don't go in for about a good month. Just don't go. Don't go. Don't wear an opposing team's jersey. Just don't go. Just don't go. Just stay out of New York for about a month. Let them celebrate. Because I promise you, if you try to go up in there and you're a fan of another team, I pray for you before you go up in there. That's just gonna be straight wilding if the New York Knicks win the NBA title this year. I think it would be more impactful to the league if the Indiana Fever win the WNBA championship because it's basically what happens is Caitlin Clark validates all of the hype, all of the talk. She validates everything if she wins the championship. And then from that moment forward, she is she would Caitlin Clark, I'll say if she went, I think when she becomes a free agent, she's already going to be the most sought after free agent in the history of the league. I mean, by far. But if she puts a WNBA championship on that resume now, the money she's going to be able to command is going to be ungodly, but also just her impact as far as players wanting to play with her regardless of where she goes, just wanting to follow her. It's like what Flash is talking about. I mean, he definitely has like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Him saying that she's going to ultimately become the most influential person person as far as women's athletics is concerned. She wins the WNBA championship now. That starts immediately.
Yep.
It starts immediately because then she's gonna be the most sought after teammate as far as people where it doesn't matter where she's at, whether she's Indiana or she goes to another team. Although I do think it's gonna be one of those where Indiana would be stupid to let her walk and go elsewhere. So if she wins the WNBA championship and she just makes a commitment to Indiana, the amount of talent that's gonna want to go there is gonna be crazy. And then her advertising and just everything that's gonna come with that, it's just gonna blow. It's gonna blow up everything if she wins. If she puts a WNBA title on her resume, I really feel with the hype she already has and the popularity that she already has, she wins a title. I'm talking about it just blows. It blows up in a way we've just never seen in the WNBA. as far as the influence and just everything. Like, I definitely think it'll be more impactful on a league if the Fever win the WNBA title as opposed to the Knicks winning the NBA championship. It's just gonna impact their city in ways we haven't seen in about 50 years. But the Indiana Fever winning the title could possibly take that league to even new heights. It, honest to God, could.
Before you go, Flash, I have to ask y'all this. I have to ask you this. When you think about y'all saying that Caitlin Clark would be the most influential female athlete in history, right? Is that across the board? Because when you think about athletes, you gotta think about the young women who are on GOAT status. You got to think about the Serena Williams. You got to think about the Gabby Lewises. You got to think about a lot of these young women who, like I said, who are GOATs in their respective sports. Do you think that she will surpass them if she is to win in finals in her second year?
She will be the GOAT of all GOATs when it comes to female athletes.
Okay. Not now. She still got a little ways to go. Not now. But if she wins a championship, she will have a chance. She'll have an early chance to really kind of put herself in like a top tier if she does win a championship with the hype that's already attached to her. She'll have a real chance.
I would say the top female GOAT right now would be Serena Williams.
Oh, most definitely.
So I think that she could surpass Serena? Yes, absolutely. Based on the fact of on top, one, the hype. Two, basketball is a mainstream sport that's more easily accessible than tennis is. So just based on that fact, she will. If she win, I'm not saying if she wins a title. If she retires as like
the Tom Brady of the WNBA,
multi-time, yeah. If she wins 4 rings, has 6 MVPs, is just, and which I think she will be. I think she will go down as again, as the most influential female athlete of all time. She will be Michael Jordan, Ali status in the female realm, in my opinion.
All right. I have to ask y'all this. The Olympics is coming up in 3 years as far as the WNBA. Now, we know that this time she's going to be on there. We know that this time.
That ain't a question.
Yeah, we know this time that she's going to be on there. We know that this time she's going to be on there. So, look, I'm excited to see how she's going to be this time and how much influence that they're going to have. Because guess what? I'm hoping that she does win this title, and I'm hoping that she keeps winning into the Olympics. And I'm hopefully Asia Wilson's like only 27, 28 years old. I'm hoping that she's still around so we can see them together. Because I want to see them both on the court. I'm just being real.
Who do you want to see on the court with her?
Her and Asia Wilson. I want to see them play together before Asia Wilson retires. Because remember how Asia Wilson and company, they showed out at the Olympics because the young lady had the sign in the crowd, y'all can't win without Caitlin Clark, and part of that.
And they blasted everybody. Blasted everybody.
They said, "Oh, and they were pointing at the sign. You see that sign, right? All right, we finna show you a couple things." And
I was so happy for them. Oh my gosh,
Like
boy.
So they beat them like they stole something. So, hey, speaking of the Olympics, I have to ask this question before we move on. It's kind of quick tonight, but I gotta ask this. This is a pipe bomb. Going back to Angel. She has 3 years before the Olympics. 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is her getting selected for that team and making all WNBA, is that enough to silence everybody? Or does she have to win a championship?
the way people are talking about her skill set, see, people are just flat out saying she's not a good basketball player, which is far from the truth. I think she needs to solidify herself as one of the top players in the league. And I think, like some individual accolades would shut. She doesn't she and see in her position she don't need a WNBA title to shut people up. She needs individual accolades, and she needs to continue to show people that she is a good player, that she's one of the best. She needs to establish herself as one of the premier players in the league. I think that'll shut people up just right off the bat. Now, if she was to mess around and get one, that would silence everybody if she messed around and got one. But I don't think she needs that, because people are just saying she's not a good player, which is not true. So she just needs to solidify herself as one of the top players in the league. Whether it's all NBA, continually making all-star teams, like awards, like a depoy, just stuff like that. She needs to submit herself. So she doesn't have to have a WNBA. She doesn't need a WNBA championship. She just needs to show people what she can do on her own accord. So that's how I feel about it.
I'm going to make a prediction. I don't think she even gets selected for the Olympic team. With the influx of talent that's going to come in the next couple of years in the WNBA, by the time we get to the next Olympics, she won't be on that Olympic team.
But I don't want to go that far yet, because that's also kind of saying that she's not going to improve. She's not going to get better enough to warrant that. We don't know that yet.
I'm responding with a pipe bomb to a pipe bomb.
I know, but I ain't gonna go that far. That's definitely a pipe bomb. I ain't gonna go that far.
Pipe bomb. But look, I think that going back to the original question, I'm just being real. I really think that if the Fever wins this year, that's going to blow the lid off the WNBA.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think it's a great series. I think that we're going to, especially if we get, let's say, especially if she goes over on let's say, the New York Liberty or Asia Wilson. Mm-hmm. If she ends up going over on one of those top players, like none of the top players, the top-notch players, or even Nafisa Corey, even if she goes over on one of those players, one of those top 3 players, I think that it's going to blow the lid off.
And it's a great series. Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's a 7-game series in the finals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that will blow the lid off of the WNBA on astronomical proportions. And if she wins that finals, don't be surprised. Do not be surprised if we start seeing more players with shoe deals.
Oh, yeah, agree.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't be surprised when you start seeing people who you didn't even know had shoe deals. And I'm loving what they're doing with WNBA players, man. I'm glad to see that Asia Wilson's shoes sold out in 5 minutes. I couldn't even get me a pair. I was like, it'll sell out in like 2 hours. I got an hour in order to get a pair. It sold out in 5 minutes. And the way that they did the production and everything, it was off the charts. So I'm loving what they're doing, man, with these players in the WNBA. I'm excited to see, but I believe that Caitlin Clark winning that WNBA title will set it off. I mean, it will take it into the stratosphere. Kind of like when Jordan won his first title. Like, we all knew that Magic and Bird, they took it into the atmosphere, but when Jordan finally went over on Magic Johnson and the mighty Lakers, who was the team of the 80s,
yep,
that was the thing. And that's what you're hoping for. It's just like, is she going to go over on Asia Wilson? Is she going to go over on a Nafisa Corey, on a Breanna Stewart, on one of those top players? And if she does, it's going to be a special thing. You're going to hear about this for ages.
Yep.
But let's shift back to the NBA, man. We got the Final Four in the NBA. You have the Final Four, man. You have the New York Knicks. You have the you have a little bit of everybody, man. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves. You have SGA and the Thunder, and you have Caitlin Clark's counterparts in Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers. Now, here's, like you said earlier, it's pretty much the old guard leaving and the new guard, because none of the old guard is there anymore.
No.
None of them is in the playoffs. So it's just like everybody's watching the young guys. And we've seen this before. We've seen when the bad boy Pistons and the Lakers were not winning anymore. When Larry Bird was leaving the league. We saw when Kobe Bryant was on his way out. We've seen this before. So the thing is, I believe that this finals and these remainder of the playoffs, the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference final, I believe that this is going to determine who's the face of the league, depending on who ends up winning the finals. So I believe that this is going to be the new face of the league, depending on who wins the finals. Now, one of the guys who everybody's talking about being the face of the league is Anthony Edwards. But is there too much controversy off the court for him to be the face of the league?
No. Allen Iverson was the face of the league, and look at him.
Good point.
Honestly, the only thing we talked about it last week is that we hold Anthony Edwards back because he plays in Minnesota. That's it. Allen Iverson was the face of the league. You know, as much as David Stern didn't like it or didn't want it, he was. Honestly, he was the face of the league over Shaq and Kobe. Just put it blunt. You know, I mean, I know more people that had AI shoes than had Kobe or Shaq shoes, especially Shaq shoes, because ugh. But Kobe's?
Yep. His Adidas.
The Adidas.
Rest in peace. I wore them today at work.
But I know a ton of people that had the Answer shoes, the Reebok shoes. I know a ton of people. I had two pairs. So do I think he could be do I think his controversy? No, I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to just be real. I wasn't an Allen Iverson fan, probably because I was a Laker fan. I was more of a Kobe guy. Kobe was all, and like I said, y'all know what it is. You know, Kobe was always, you know, dressed up with the ties, trying to look like Mike, and that was the standard. And so I was more of a Kobe guy than I was an Allen Iverson guy. Funny thing about Allen Iverson, it wasn't until after his career ended that I kind of admired him a little bit more. While he was in the league, I couldn't stand it. He reminded me of one of those guys who he reminded me of one of those quarterbacks who I used to go out there and try to maul when I was playing football. Because everybody had the cornrow braids in their head back then. Everybody had the cornrows and the big fro. And it was always a requirement for me to cut my hair low. So I used to hate it. We see them guys with smooth, with the hang time and all that. Like, we're often to knock this dude out. But yeah, I was not an Allen Iverson guy when he was playing. I was the Kobe guy.
I was an AI guy.
So I didn't. The thing was, like I said, I was a hip hop fan, but I just didn't. AI was not my cup of tea. When, like I said, I do emphasize when he was playing, probably because I was the Laker guy. Like I said, when you saw Kobe come to a game, you always saw the suits. You know, at least early in his career, you saw the suits and stuff like that. You saw the professionalism, and you know that's how my dad was. You know what I'm saying? He always emphasized the professionalism. Make sure your hair's cut. Make sure stuff like that going on. Make sure you put your best suit of clothes on when you walk outside. That was what Kobe was. And then you know you had AI. You know he came in with the bling on. So yeah, that was.
I think AI was the antithesis of the time. I mean, you look. Okay, we all. There's always that saying that wrestling. What is it? Wrestling mirrors society.
Yeah.
And wrestling at the time was anti-establishment. The NWO, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the biggest star wasn't Shaq. It wasn't Kobe. It was AI.
It was AI.
It was AI.
It was AI. And that's why. And look, it was the real finals in 2001 should have been the Kings versus the Bucks.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear. but we know but we can talk about conspiracy theories all we want to, but it's a proven fact. It's a proven fact. I mean, the guy got indicted for cheating on games. The referee, I think his name was
Donahue.
So it's documented. So it's not one of those situations where it's a conspiracy theory. No, it's literally documented that, and plus, I'm a Laker fan. We took about 30 free throws that game. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous.
I also want to say the one weakness of that Laker team was their perimeter defense, and Milwaukee beat them 4 times that year, I think, or 4 times that year. So, I
hate they broke our team up, but that Milwaukee team was pretty good.
Dude, that Milwaukee team.
Big Dog Robinson, Ray Allen. God, they were good. That team was good.
Scotty Williams.
Dan Baker.
So, yeah.
Dan Baker, I don't know what happened to him when he went to Seattle.
Booze.
I think
he was really I think he was an alcoholic. I think that's what let me verify that before I just say shit like that but I think he had.
The thing was, him and Sean Kemp, it seemed like when that trade happened, they all just went, shoo.
Sean Kemp should have went down as one of the greatest power forwards to ever play the game. It's like he got traded from Seattle and just like stopped caring.
I mean, I'm gonna just be real. If you give Jim McIlvain the money that you gave him, and I gotta fight you for a contract, I probably will go down as well.
Yeah, you got a point there. Yeah, Jim McIlvain in no way, shape, or form should have been getting that money, the money that Sean Kemp should have got. Facts.
Jim McIlvain was sucky.
Yeah, but didn't Sean Kemp have 74 kids too? Didn't he cheat it up?
Well, the thing was, it was a lot of stuff outside of that too. Now, when he first got to Cleveland, he was pretty good, but then Bob Sewell wasn't what we thought he was going to be, and it was unfortunate. It was unfortunate because it seemed like when that trade happened, their careers just went shoot, and then that was the beginning of the end as far as Seattle was, as far as the Supersonics goes. So it just seems like both their careers just went straight down after that trade happened. It was nasty. I'm
telling you, man, because Sean Kemp went, in particular, he went to Orlando, and that man got as big as me.
Yeah,
like Jack Dillon.
I don't think I don't think it was ever a guy as out of shape though as Oliver Miller.
Oh yeah.
Oliver Miller. I mean, he was the first 400-pound player in the NBA, and he still made an All-Star team. That was the funniest part about it.
I give him props having as longer career as he did, as out of shape as he got. Bro, how do you manage that lengthy of a career? Like, man,
I'm not
can't even be mad at it.
Hey man, look here, man. You paid me $100 million. I have bulimia, bro. I'm just gonna be real with you.
Oh God,
I'm just being real.
Oh God. Oh God.
You going on juice diets there?
Lord,
I don't understand.
No, the thing is, look, I'm running and doing everything now, but when I was boxing and doing my thing, I weighed in every single day. And if I was a pound over, I won in the sauna. And like I said, I was an amateur.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing that, again, dude, you can, there's so many different red flags that come with like an athlete. But if your red flag is you don't take care of your body, that's like, I don't know. That's like a pool player going and bare knuckle boxing every night. Like it just doesn't make any sense. It's like, why would you do something like that? Like it's the one thing that I just always look at. I go like, well, no, wait a minute, hold on, that's not right.
If you really look at it, I thought Zion Williams was going to be the next Sean Kemp.
He should be, but he can't stay in shape. And look,
they can't stay away from them wisdom teeth.
Look at Luka.
Well, I will shut up, Chad. Don't be using my words against me. Hey, but I'm not fair though. But no, I will say this though about Zion. He did get down to like 264 during the season, which is easily the smallest he's ever been. So maybe he's starting to finally put it in.
Well, the thing is, maybe you just need to get the hell away from New Orleans. I mean, you have a small market, and not to mention a lot of distractions that are there. Which, if you're gonna pick a distraction, Zion, at least pick a good one. But I digress. But
wisdom teeth.
Look, I'm gonna just be real, man. Keeping it all the way above. If he would have did that in like 2015, respect.
Oh, 2015, we would have been cheering for him, boy. We'd have gave him a standing ovation.
2015, respect.
We'd have gave him a standing ovation. 2024, we 2024. We putting a Homer Simpson meme out when he walking backwards into the grass. That's what we doing. He walking backwards into the bushes. That's what we do.
Man, that's nasty. That is ugly.
That's diabolical work.
Zion.
Boy. Don't you ever do that again.
Don't you ever do that no more.
Don't you ever do that again.
I want you to go into the corner and think about what you just did, because
go in the corner. Boy, he need to sit in the dark room.
You need to say your prayers from now on before you do anything.
I'm telling you.
Like I said, 2015, Zion, good job, man. But
now we like, the hell are you thinking?
What are you thinking?
Oh,
boy. She got hammer pants on all the time, bro. So they're gonna be with you. Don't look at me like that. Hammer pants on all the time. Like she got a bad diaper on just all the time. What about it? Y'all remember that scene on Family Guy? Y'all remember that scene on Family Guy when the Peter was dragging around that damn diaper, and he was looking at Peter. When
we going on the we got to
Peter. Go watch that meme when we get through with the show. When Lois was gone and they was dragging, and Stuart Griffin was dragging that diaper a while. It's dragging that diaper.
Oh no! Oh God! Oh Jesus! Yeah. Oh, I'm crying.
Yeah, Zion, don't be messing with. Stop messing with wisdom teeth diapers, man. That ain't good.
Yes. I put that in the universe. We need to keep that energy flowing. We need to keep that going. No more.
Okay, I got you. But Zion, man, we need. Look at But yeah, Zion, man, get yourself together, man, because you have potential. We want to see you win.
Flash got that look on his face like Hail Mary full of grace.
One quick seed. But Zion, get it together, man. We need you, bro. Don't
Oh
do
God! If there was ever a we need Jesus moment, that was it right there.
What's that they be saying in Manchester United? What's that chant? Every time he show up and he got her with him, everybody need to say, "This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing." I think Manchester United said that.
I think they do.
I'll be honest. I completely forgot Zion was in the league.
I mean, you can't miss him. I mean, man, but
yeah, I know. But
I mean, he's not in the playoffs, and he's not.
New Orleans was so bad this year. I mean, like what they were awful. They were god awful this year. Like, so I mean, and then it's like, yeah, you brought in DeJounte Murray, but he got hurt, so he didn't play this year. You trade Brandon Ingram, so the only one you got is Zion, and then he couldn't stay healthy. Now the second half of the season, like I said, he did get into better shape and he played good ball, but I mean, New Orleans was trash this year.
Yep, it was. And hey, they got to do something.
Thank you for giving us Dyson Daniels, by the way. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Zion, don't do that no more. Don't do it. If you're gonna roll with somebody, go get Angela White or somebody. Don't do that no more. Whatever. Whatever you did. Because that right there, hey, I used to say this old saying in high school: what you're doing is false. That's not good. What you're doing.
What you're doing is false.
What you're doing is false. That is not good. That's not good. What you're doing at all.
Oh my God! Hey, viewing world, I promise you, we are not gooners. We promise. It is not that we are not that down bad. It's just hilarious.
Go do something. I'm just saying, if you go, hey, look here, man. Never mind. We gonna say that. We gonna
say that for after the show. I know you can't.
After the show, but
save it for after the show.
Hey, in the great words of T.I., if you gonna do something, do it to death, but not that.
Not that.
But speaking of doing something, what are y'all thoughts about R-Truth versus John Cena? Is this gonna be the match that either takes John Cena and make him an undisputed heel, or is he gonna start having second thoughts about his soul? You guys,
John Cena's about to break. John Cena's about to beat the ever-loving brakes out of R-Truth. I really feel like he is. I mean, like when he gave R-Truth that AA through the table at the press conference after Backlash, I mean, the writing was on the wall for me. That's why I made the call. Like, don't be shocked if John Cena R-Truth is a Saturday night's main event match. And sure enough, a couple weeks later, bam, they make it happen. I think R-Truth. Whoa! I didn't realize she was coming back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sorry,
Kyrie Sane.
Yeah,
really?
I forgot she was advertised for the money for the qualifying match. I totally forgot, bro. Let me tell you something. Wait till y'all have y'all seen pictures of her? Recent pictures of her?
Oh, she's okay.
She is jacked,
dude. She is, like when you take off all of her makeup and all of her, dude, she's a smoke show.
Yes.
Like
yes.
her makeup and her actually makes her look worse. Like she's gorgeous without all of that like makeup.
That war paint.
Yeah, that war paint and the glitter junk. She is beautiful.
Oh yeah, she's like I'm trying. I don't want to single out like the Japanese woman, but she's like She's up there, like Mina Shirakawa levels of fine. Like she's up there.
Yeah, like she's legit. Like she's legit. Like really smoking hot.
But,
okay, so R-Truth and John Cena.
Yeah, R-Truth. I think that
wait.
I think that,
do you think they let them go for a while?
I personally I do think they get some time, because at the end of the day, R-Truth is still even at his age, is still a pretty good wrestler. So I think
everyone forgets how athletic he was.
Exactly, and still is in his 50s, and still is. Yes. I think I would hope they wouldn't do R-Truth. I understand he's a comedy act at this point in his career. I get that, but I would hope that they would give him some time. They need to remind people what R-Truth is and what he can do when given some time. I think they get some time. I think ultimately it's just going to be John Cena just winning out, because ultimately at the end of the day, by any means necessary. This John Cena is by any means. Yeah, exactly. This John Cena is by any means necessary. So I ultimately think he just beats him down as the match progresses. But I hope they put some, they allow. If I'm thinking like the way I feel John Cena would think in a situation like this, I think John Cena has the mindset, because I mean, let's face it, John Cena has a great mind for the business. I mean, he does. So I would hope that with his mind and the way he knows his business, he understands what R-Truth still brings to the table, even at his age, and they go a little bit. And I think they get some time, and I think R-Truth, it's not going to be like one of these, like, it's not going to be like a 20-minute classic, but
no.
But 10, I think he gets 10, 12 minutes.
It's like oh my God, it's like the moments that they gave Santino.
Yes.
When you thought he was going to win. Like there was a couple like the end of the Royal Rumble, like when everybody thought that Santino might pull, which looking back on it, considering that it ended up being Del Rio, I wish they would have given it to oh my God, to Santino. That would have been awesome. Yeah, I think they just kind of give him one of those moments, like where it gets a little sketchy and close. Just give a little bit of a tease, and then Cena just beats the dog crap out of him. But
yeah,
I feel like this. I don't. Do you think it's just not a clean match? When I say that, like clean as in like, just clean win. Like, do you think that somebody not interferes, but there's something more to this match than just a match?
It's gonna go either one or two ways. I think if John Cena is ever gonna get a clean win, it's R-Truth. But it's either gonna go clean, like it's gonna go clean, and R-Truth kind of takes it to him a little bit, but ultimately John Cena just wears it down and takes a win, or he just cheats just because he can.
No, see, I don't think. But when I mean clean win, I don't mean clean win. I mean like it's just going to be a wrestling match. Maybe John Cena cheats to win, but it's just between those two.
Oh, like like grabbing the bottom rope on a roll up or something like that.
Maybe, or just hits him with the belt or whatever.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be one of two things. I think there's more to this match, as in somebody else gets involved. Like there's more to the story than just it's R-Truth, or John Cena does. Or R-Truth wins the match. Because is it just a straight up match, regular match?
I don't think it's I'm looking at it. I don't think it's a title match. I think it's just one-on-one match.
Then the other way that it's either one of two things. Either there's more to the story and something happens to progress Cena's story, or like where somebody else is involved, or the way they progress Cena's story is they let R-Truth win, but it's because Cena beats the living dog crap out of him and gets disqualified. but it's like
I can see that.
It's like the Cody Rhodes beating when he turns, but worse. Like what? Do you remember what the do you remember what the Bloodline did to Kevin Owens?
Yes.
That kind of where it
the Royal Rumble 23 beating, where it's kind of like you're just cringing every time they do something.
Yeah, where you feel like there was moments where you're like, okay, that's enough. Like even as a wrestling fan, you're like I remember, dude, the way Kevin Owens took that fucking that power bomb on the stairs, and it looked like his head hit the edge of this dude, and it didn't. I don't know how they made it look that way, but that was one of. There's been a couple beatings in wrestling where I've gone like, okay, that's too much. Like the other one that I always everybody that sticks in everybody's mind is the I Quit match between Mick Foley and The Rock.
Oh, absolutely.
That was one I remember watching that, and I was an upper teen at that point, and that made me feel uncomfortable in a lot of ways. Boy, did it do a lot for The Rock in the moment. But I remember like watching Undertaker recently in an interview, and he talks about that match, like how that was a lot. And so I think that might be what it is. Like it may start out like a clean match, and R-Truth kind of gets his a little bit, and there's gonna be a little bit of a tease, and then Cena beats him so badly, like on that type of level, or somebody else interferes, but it progresses the Cena struggle more when it comes to will he go back to being a babyface type thing. I personally make me feel uncomfortable. Have Cena just beat the living snot out of him. And please don't bring Travis Scott down, for the love of
what is your problem with Travis Scott?
The love of fucking Pete. Just leave him. I don't know, because I've been seeing articles and rumors that it's going to be Cena and Travis Scott in a tag team match. No.
Oh, it's it's coming. You might as well get prepared. It's coming. It's coming. Yes.
No. This is as bad. Travis Scott. Look, I don't mind celebrities in matches so much, but this storyline does not need that. It's going to make it it's going to make it ridiculous.
Oh no, he's not. He ain't getting involved in this. I'm just saying the tag match is coming.
I don't want this is the we're getting okay. It won't reach this level because he won't win a title. Pray to God.
Don't talk about David Arquette. That is not. That is nowhere near.
Like David.
That is nowhere near that.
Dude, he looks like Michael Cole could whip his ass. I'm just saying. Say I'm wrong. And I'm not even talking about current Michael Cole. I'm talking about like orange onesie Michael Cole with the wrestling earmuffs or the wrestling ear guards. Like Travis Scott, just go away. I don't want you there. Bring in Bad Bunny. Bring in somebody that's like legit. Not no. Just please no. For the love of Pete.
Brandon, shout out to Brandon from the Bronx, man. Great show tonight. So look, I think that R-Truth will get the snot beat out of him. But like I said, I think in my humble opinion, I think it's gonna have John Cena, thinking about it again.
I can see that, because I think he's gonna beat him so bad, and then something's gonna kind of like set him off again, and he's gonna stop. So so it's like, because like I said, I'm the mindset of each title defense is gonna pick away at him a little bit, but now I'm thinking it's gonna be like more like moments, and I think it kind of just depends on. And it's also like, and the opponent is also going to play a factor in this as well. Like R-Truth has been like, R-Truth is like one of his like biggest, like, if you want to go kayfabe wrestler supporters, R-Truth is like his biggest fan. So it's like, yeah, that's what I say. Like different moments in time and stuff like that. Like I said, it's gonna continue to chip away at him. I feel like the stuff he does may get worse along the line to try to offset that. But I also think a lot of those actions are gonna, like, I don't know. Like I said, it's gonna chip. It's like it's gonna chip away at him, like with each given moment.
So I know this is all speculation. I still maintain I love your idea that The Rock is Cena's last match.
Mm.
Do they play into like where he starts beating up R-Truth a lot, and then he starts to kind of like, pull back and regret it, and then The Rock comes out and kind of commands him, makes him like,
I don't think,
and then makes him beat the dog shit out of him?
It's possible. If they really want, it's possible. I guess my thing would be, would Rock be willing? Well, okay, maybe not necessarily Saturday night's main event, but something down the road, like at a Netflix Raw or something like that. I think it would have to be like a Netflix Raw. I don't know about this Saturday night's main event, but like a Netflix Raw. Say R-Truth tries to come out and wants to talk some sense into him, and Cena beats him up again, but then he kind of regrets it. I think it would be like a Netflix Raw or something like that. Now, if they did that for Saturday night's main event, I'd probably flip out, because no one is expecting The Rock like at all. So that would be like one of the biggest swerves of 2025 if The Rock was to just happen to show up at Saturday night's main event. But I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be like a Netflix like Raw or something like that, where something like that could happen.
I think that storyline needs The Rock's portion of it.
It does.
It needs a retcon. It needs a
final boss.
Yeah, like all the shenanigans that happened after WrestleMania or whatever. What was
It's talking about the Backlash show.
Yeah, the one that when Cena turned.
Oh, Elimination Chamber.
Thank you, Elimination Chamber. And then him going on the Pat McAfee show and just acting all and just like not like we need some retconning of that part of the story, and not just Rock going like, nah, I just showed up because we needed some money and some tickets, and then I'm gonna go buy no, I don't.
I need WrestleMania 40 final boss back. That's what we need.
I need him beating Cody and swearing at Cody and calling, Mama Rhodes and making I need him to stick to that character.
Yeah.
I don't care if he goes on Pat McAfee's show after that. I don't care about that. I need whatever. But you need to talk about finishing the story. You need to finish this story. You need to be final boss and finish this story. And it's ridiculous. I need a retcon. So I think Saturday night's main event is the perfect place to do it, not on a Netflix Raw. I think I just pray it's not Travis Scott. Oh God, I just pray it's not. If they go the route of teasing Cena's, again, if they go the Palpatine Vader route, that's what they should do, and I pray to God that's what they do, and I hope that yeah, I hope just please let's just retcon it. Just that's what I want. I want The Rock to come out and instruct him, command him to beat R-Truth so bad. Like I need to see bloody R-Truth.
Yeah, we do. We really do. This is what I hate, that Cena's retiring in December and not taking it to WrestleMania 42. Because I'm sorry, like Rock and John Cena, the third match at WrestleMania 42 after this storyline, it makes so much sense because seeing John Cena finally, well, for one, winning the rubber match and taking 2-1 over the Rock, but just seeing, like you said, the Palpatine Vader angle. You can only end that at a WrestleMania.
No, because you don't end it that way at WrestleMania. Cena's in-career, and he said it, his in-ring career is done as a wrestler. That's what
I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I hate it. I hate it that it's ending in December, let alone a show like a WrestleMania. Because if Rock's going to be his final match, what event is there after Survivor Series that you can really sell that?
I don't know, but I think the ending, if we're right and The Rock is his last match and they're building to Cody Rock at WrestleMania, you literally have your Palpatine Vader moment, and Cody is Luke.
Yeah,
no joke. You have Rock over on to win the title in December. WrestleMania isn't until April, so Cena's off TV for 4 months, 3 months,
roughly, yeah.
And it's this lead up of Rock versus Cody, and you hear nothing of Cena all 3.5 months or however long it is. And you see Palpatine or The Rock just beating the dog shit out of Cody and just beating him. And all of a sudden, da, 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 and that music hits. Everybody is going to go ape shit, and it'll be his redemption moment. And then
I like that.
And that's
I like that.
That's how
I like that.
That is exactly how I would write this.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
I like that.
Thank you. I don't think Cena needs to go out at WrestleMania. I like him going out
since you put it like that, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. I love if his last match is a Saturday night's main event in December. That's awesome. That makes it even like more gut-wrenching. And then he just everybody says goodbye and everybody thinks it's over, and then all of a sudden, it's Rock versus Cody, and yeah, Rock has his own little entourage or whatever, and we kind of have a WrestleMania 40 all over again the last 5 minutes, and all of a sudden it's because you remember during that last WrestleMania 40, The Rock got over on Cena and gave him a rock bottom.
So he got to get his lick back.
You got to get his lick back. That's how I write this, and I hope I'm right, because I will toot my own horn until my grave if that happens. If that whole thing, yeah, I think that would be a beautiful story to tell. And I think everybody bitching and complaining right now that this Cena heel turn, WWE has failed. Like, can we?
This heel turn's been awesome. I don't know what people are talking about. I have loved it.
I've
loved pretty much every second of this.
I have to. I have to. The only complaint that I have really is the Rock part of it, and then unless they capitalize on it, and I think after he turned, they kept him off TV a little too long. But other than that, I have no. I loved his mic work. Him and Cody going back and forth for the lead up to WrestleMania. Okay, I have one argument. That match with Cody was terrible. That match was pretty brutal. So that was bad. But him and Orton was the best match they've ever had.
That's exactly what the last John Cena Randy Orton match should have been.
Yeah. Yeah, I personally, like I said, I think it's going to be The Rock that ends his career, because you can perfectly set up Rock Cody with that, and then like I said, you have his redemption angle, and it would send people through the roof. It would just send people. I mean, dude, the pop would be. I don't even want to. I can't even imagine. The pop would be insane, and there wouldn't be a soul that would be cheering against that.
Oh no, absolutely not.
No,
Nope.
there would be no Cena sucks. Cena that it would everybody would just go batshit, and it would be awesome. So that's my prediction, and I'm sticking to it, and that's what I want to happen, because I think that's a great. Yeah, that's what you do. And I think it'd be great.
Hey,
and on top of it, you make Cody the baby face of the company for the next 7 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, exactly. You're basically passing the torch to him for the next 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is why I love doing the show with y'all, because when it comes to wrestling, I just sit back and let y'all cook. And now I'm full. So, hey man, look, gotta say this, man. Look, I agree. And look, man, I do have to ask y'all one question though, man. Just one real quick.
Okay.
I really need y'all to elaborate on this. Did they end the Chelsea Green's Legs Green store too early?
Oh yeah. Based on the fact they didn't even let her like defend it on a pay-per-view, and I think I know they don't want to.
If I'm okay if it leads to a WWE Women's Championship at some point. I feel like right now she would be the perfect heel WWE Women's Champion. I think her being the one to take Tiffany Stratton down would come out of nowhere, but I think it would be so perfect. Because Tiffany Stratton, with all of this comp coming up, you got Naomi coming forward, you got Jade Cargill coming forward, you know Charlotte Flair's going to want in on it again. How crazy would it be if Chelsea Green is the one to ultimately take her down? And I think it would be so fitting, and I think it would make so much sense. I really do. I think Chelsea Green being one to take Tiffany Stratton down would just put her on in like another stratosphere, because she's arguably the most over woman in the entire WWE Women's division. I'm okay, but like I said, I'm cool. I'm perfectly cool with Zelina Vega being the United States champion, because she was long overdue for a championship anyway. Mm-hmm. But if somehow, some way, this leads to Chelsea Green becoming WWE Women's Champion before the end of 2025, I'm not going to argue. I'm not saying a word. I'm just going to sit back and let it happen, because I feel like if there's any woman out there that could be the next one, if there's anyone out there that could be the one to take Tiffany Stratton down, I'm serious. I seriously think it's Chelsea Green. It just makes all the sense in the world to have all this ridiculous competition. And I'm not saying Chelsea Green is not a bad wrestler, because if you follow her history and you've seen some of the matches she's had in her career, when Chelsea Green is asked to go, she is one of the most underrated wrestlers in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
But let me tell you something. If Chelsea Green is the one to take down Tiffany Stratton, bro, I know she's not going to be in Money. I know right now she's not. Well, right now she's not in the Money in the Bank. I hope she gets in. Like if they have like a battle royal or something to do. Like I think what they normally do is like they have the matches and then they have like the losers or whatnot compete in like a battle royal or something to get the last spot. If she gets in and she wins Money in the Bank, I will just witness perfection if Chelsea Green is the one to ultimately win Money in the Bank, because she absolutely deserves to be one of the odds-on favorites to win that match because of how over she is right now.
Honestly, the way I would have handled Chelsea Green's title run I'd let her run for a while and then have this cabinet thing run. and we need a Piper Niven versus Chelsea Green program. Piper Niven is fucking great in the ring. And boy, they're just leaning into the Goldberg thing, aren't they? I wanted to see Piper turn babyface and then Chelsea kind of continue her heel run and have them two go at it. And then you could have had Piper take that belt off of her and then Chelsea be elevated into the world championship thing. The problem that I see with Chelsea, as much as she's over and everybody loves her, is I think for some odd reason they want to keep her in this role of the comedy act.
I don't even think it's they wanting to keep her. I've heard her interviews. She's perfectly fine with it.
Yeah, she actually likes it. She I think she's like the female. She's the female Miz.
She said that in her interviews. That's exactly what she wants to be.
Yeah. So I
kind of remind you of a popular girl in high school.
Yeah, and then every once in a while she can pull out a banger match and take a massive cool bump.
Exactly. Like with the Miz, he's like the ultimate upper mid card guy. Yes. who's got a couple of WWE championships. If she's gonna be the female Miz, she's got to get one world title. She's got to get at least one.
Yeah, but I don't think it's. I think the run that propels her to that is when Piper turns on her.
I can definitely see that too, because I do think even though I like the comedy heel side, for her to elevate, I think she's gonna like Miz, like with Miz. Every so often, he could turn that heel game up. Not necessarily psychotic, but Miz can be demented when he wants to be demented. I think Chelsea Green has to show a little inkling of that at some point. I think Piper Niven probably is the one to do it. I definitely see where you're coming from. I think Piper Niven could be the one to get that out of her.
And that's the thing. It's like I don't, and maybe she doesn't want to be anything more than what she is.
Right.
Maybe she doesn't, and that's okay. I don't. Which it's sad though because she's so good, but. At the same time, though, I think an interviewer said she wants to have kids at some point with her husband, And at the same time, if this is what you are, what your character is, then she's going to be able to take care of her body, and not bust herself up too much. So, and get paid well doing it. So. Kudos to her. And on top of it, when I went to SummerSlam, when I took my daughter to the meet and greet thing, she was, besides Cody, she was the star of that whole thing, of the meet and greet. Everybody adored her. She is, especially my daughter, but she was at the table, at the main table with the Miz and with Cody. So I think she's just going to be what she is.
And with Chelsea, I think that's a lot of the reason why a lot of the especially the men. I think I feel like a big reason why a lot of the men just adore her and her character. Is outside of the ring. It's for a woman to look as good as she does, but to be every bit as down to earth and as sweet as she is outside the ring.
Oh,
bro, that's that gets you so far.
Oh, dude, so at the meet and greet thing, or at the V Foundation thing we went to. So it was Cody, Miz, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Omos, Bailey, and I think that was it. And Bailey was the champion at the time, by the way.
BBL Bailey.
And Bailey Chelsea made Bailey look like she wasn't even there. and Bailey was the champ. And like I said, besides the fact that yes, down her, but she was just an adorable human being and had great energy. And it comes across not only just in person, but also across screen, like how you're talking about BRF. Like she is just she is, like I said, my daughter my daughter still calls her best friend. I'm not joking. And they were inseparable the whole time. So like my daughter's energy matched Chelsea's. And so it was, yeah. So I don't know if she'll ever be more than what she is, but that ain't a bad thing. That it's not.
It's not. But you hope, and you pray. People like Chelsea Green deserves one run on top, even if it's a transitional 1 or 2 month period as a WWE Women's Champion. People like her deserve all the good things.
You do. They do, and I just want one. I agree. I do want one, but I want
exactly. Give me one before 2025, and I will shut up. Because let me tell you, like at first with the whole Chelsea Green thing, I wasn't into the run at first, but it's like the more she cut promos and the more you saw her personality on screen, but then you hear her interviews and how she was like off screen, and then you see how it translates to on screen. It's like, can we put a world championship on this woman, please? Even if it's just for 2 months, put a world championship on her.
She would be one of the best ambassadors as a champion the WWE's ever had. Like, honestly, it's why Cody's so good at it. It's why everybody talking about, oh, Cody needs to turn heel. He is such a good ambassador for the company. You're not going to see that for a while. You'll see it, but it's not going to be for a while.
Oh, facts. But it's like I said before, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna stick to my guns. They're not ready for it. They think they're ready for a Cody Rhodes heel run. They are not ready for it.
No.
And I'm standing. Hey, that is my prediction, and I am standing with it. I saw him in Ring of Honor. I saw him in TNA. I saw him in New Japan Pro Wrestling, that heel run before he just ultimately got himself over, and the fans just wanted to cheer him all the time. They are not ready for heel American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. They are not ready for it
yet. Yeah,
they are not. But on that note, man, look, it's always good to see y'all cook on the wrestling segment. But in the great words of a famous man named Morris Day, we ain't got to go home, but we got to get the hell out of here. So on that note, man, look, tell the people where to find y'all, man. And then, hey, man, we will reconvene at another time.
You go first, Flash.
You can find me at Flash22 on TikTok and Instagram, and usually Saturday nights, but lately we've been doing it every Monday night. Here on the Undisputed Gold podcast, and now the summer's coming up, I'll be active a lot more on my TikTok. Just put out 3 videos last night. Please go check them out. And peace out, everybody. I hope to see you all soon.
BRF Sports is the TikTok handle. Always go follow that. I've done a little bit of content here and there, not as much as I normally am accustomed to doing, but like what Flash said, with summer starting to roll in, I'm definitely expecting to be more active, and particularly baseball's heating up. Of course, the football in the off season. I kind of want to do some football reviews and stuff like that. And with definitely the NBA playoffs, I definitely want to dive into that too, particularly with the Final Four. So yeah, it's getting. So expect more content. I'm about to start pumping it out some more. Definitely appreciate y'all for all the love and support that we received since we started the podcast. We're gonna keep this thing rolling. It's an honor to share. It's an honor to share the stage with Flash and the homie champ. They both my brothers in arms in this, and we're gonna keep rolling with this. And I'm just happy to be a third of this, and I'm blessed, and I'm happy to keep it rolling. So definitely peace and love out to all of y'all. And just remember, a topic not thought about is a topic not talked about.
And I am the undisputed champ, man. And look, it's always a privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to share the stage with these two brilliant men that we started this thing in. It started from the lives on TikTok, man, and it escalated, and we are now at 150 subscribers. So keep liking and subscribing onto the page, man. We're going to keep bringing the flair for y'all, as BRF would say, man. And look, man, hey, it's always great to not just entertain everyone, but it's always great to educate everyone. You know, hey, edutainment is everything. When you can get entertained and learn something all at the same time, you can't get anything better than that.
I like that. Edutainment. I like that. I like that. I like that. That's got a good ring to it.
Yes, it's always about the edutainment. Matter of fact, I just found the title to our next show, edutainment. But on that note, we'll catch y'all on the rebound. And if we don't get you on the wash, we definitely gonna get you on the rinse. Holla at you.